Good morning, good evening, and good day. Thank you so much for watching AtkPwr Gaming. Today we are diving into my league match against Theoman222, which is my final match of the group stage. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting me on Patreon. It gives you a whole bunches of cool bonuses, coaching, and all that other cool stuff, along with access to the Discord, which is continuing to grow, which is really cool. Thanks a bunch. Let's dive right in. So here we are on Kostritsa for game 1 of our 2-game match for the third round of the league group in Division 3, Season 8. Now, if I win one of these games, I need to win one of these two games here, I am definitely in the playoffs for Division 3. If I can win both games, then I will for sure top my division, not my division, excuse me, my group of my division, meaning that I will get to skip the first round of the playoffs, which would be really cool because it puts me right in the semifinals, which would be awesome. So yeah, what we got going on here, let's check out what we're doing. Theoman here is playing Group Moskaya, Grupa Baktina. He picked first. Yes, he picked first. And picked Vanguard, and I chose, he left open my good old 5th Cavalleria Motorizzata, which I, of course, did on balance. So I was feeling pretty happy about that, getting on one I really liked. So, yeah, got it all lined up here. Now, in a minute here, I'm going to give some spoilers. If you do not want to hit those spoilers, if you don't want to hear those, you want the game to be unbothered by those, please make sure you skip to the timestamp marked down below here. I'll put it in the description as I have been, so go there now. I'm going to start the spoiler. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this game goes wonderfully. As I played my 5th cav as I usually do. It went really well. He definitely pushed me. I will definitely say it was not easy. Some off maps and things that Moskaya have definitely kind of put me on the back foot at times, but I was able to basically battle my way back in using my wonderful infantry and all that good stuff to grind him out. I actually it went well. It was a good game. I was really happy to pull this one off. So the next game could be a little bit more laid back because, definitely getting into the playoffs, which made me happy. It'd be nice to be first, but it's not a huge deal if I'm not. It's more content for you guys. So, yeah. So if you weren't here for that spoiler, we're back now, and we're going to go through the deck lists here. Up on the screen, you'll see Theoman's. Lots of infantry, of course, Group Moskaya using those off maps as well, and his card of T-34s there in B. So nothing super crazy here. Good pick for this map, I think. Actually, it's pretty solid. You got this open part down in the bottom of the map, but I actually don't think you desperately need lots of big tanks to cover that off. A lot of times, just not a lot of action down there. And we hop over to my deck here. I definitely made some adjustments to my normal deck. I pulled out the cluster bombers, which I, of course, regretted not having even one card of those. I probably should have left one card. The card of T-34s and B is there's 12 of them, so it would have been helpful. Put in some off-map of my own and things like that. I actually did put in the Roscioli assaults too, which I don't usually, but there's a lot of trees on here to deal with. So yeah, and I took out the Begleit Grenadiers because I just didn't think they were going to perform well in these thicker forests. So here we go. Let's dive in here. Whoop, sorry. Do that every time. So while this counts off, let's check out what Theoman's doing over here. A lot of dudes in basically the 3 main areas. He's very light at the bottom. So I don't really need to worry about pressure on this southern flag down here. A lot of stuff going over here into this middle area. Not normal. That is not usual. Very light in the center. It looks like his main push is going to be, into this part of the town, which is very normal. And then, of course, a very large group of units coming down this road, try to capture this town. On the other side, putting my Puska Antikars to try to pick off some stuff at the beginning, which would be huge. Every unit killed is a big win, especially when playing against Vanguard. Remember, it's balance versus Vanguard. I have to survive. I got to survive, and the game will eventually go my way, basically. I put a couple of armor pieces down here because he doesn't have a ton of AT. It's just not Group Bachtima has, some a lot of Zis 2s, which are good AT guns, but not great for like light armor because they're very expensive for killing light armor. So yeah, I was hoping my ABU swords and stuff could pull the day for me. R2s as well, the light recon tanks, which I put in for this battle as well. I don't usually play with those. Whole bunch of just support weapons, machine guns and stuff going into this middle. You notice there's not even like much infantry. A couple of Pionieri Calari coming into like the woods and stuff here, and Roshiori as well. Up north, pretty light, honestly. More of these Pionieri Calari going into the town and to the woods there, along with, of course, the Puskantikad to try to sneak around and pick up some cheeky kills, get me some extra points. And right here in the middle, a ZB53, along with actually a Roshiori, which I don't usually do, but I've definitely, it's one of those situations like if the opponent kills your one unit that you put here, a lot of times people put one unit here. If you put the one unit that you here and the people kill it, you're kind of screwed. Like, this is all going to like fall in. The opponent will obviously know you have nothing there, and then you have to pour way more points in to fill this gap than you would have if you hadn't. So, and we can see here it is going to pay off because he's got a lot of stuff coming down this road. Fortunately, I'm using ZB53s, which only have 1,000-meter range. Having some MG34s or 42s would have been nice, but you don't get much availability on them, which is why I didn't take them. Of course, incoming IAR. Love these things at the beginning of a match. Let's just check it out quick before the game really comes together. Beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. So I spot all this stuff. Gonna cut off this whole attack here right at the beginning. This is wonderful. So now he does stop before, unfortunately, he sees that coming, but it does just completely break up his push going into this town. I get my 47 mil down. My Puskantikar, I'm way too slow to get that out, along with that machine gun. Very bad on my part. But as I suspected, my ABU sword is wonderful for that situation. I punted the beginning the opener here. Very bad. Got lucky down here that he actually missed. Not a great opening for me, to be honest with you. In terms of like AT rifle rush, I definitely came out worse there. Kostritsa here to cover off this entire area. Pretty easy there. Lost a bunch, basically all my Pionieris and Roshiori here to that stupid PTRS. That was so bad. Did grab this town, no problem there. And over here, the ABU sword is plenty to kind of push him out of there. I suspected there'd be some sort of like 47 mil or something there, which is why I didn't push my armor car further. I had sent this Roshiori to maybe try to grab this, but he put so much support guns here, which is not normal. Another IAR coming in for this massive blob of units, hoping to pick some of those up. Did get a couple kills there. Shot down something with my BF-109. I think it was an IL-2. So in the air, I'm doing quite well. The Moskai have a really strong air force as well, so that's definitely something I need to be aware of. Have a good secured hold on the town here for now. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff, but it's very far back. It's going to take time. And my armor car is absolutely just eating everything in this town. It's wonderful. This was kind of the game plan when it came to those. I called in another one as well, seeing his weakness to it. Puts his Oznaz on return fire. He is going to get off that bazooka round. He runs away. Good play on him there. Good micro on that unit. Got a lot of leaders out. His units are very high vet. And his Oznaz take out another armored car. I'm expecting there to be some sort of machine gun or something out here, which is why I move this forward, and I do find the expected Maxim machine gun there. I'm pushing my Roshiori as well, trying to take advantage of that open space down there. He unfortunately gets this huge bulge here, which can often happen when you push around like this, picking up, but it's still only 12-12 because of my grab of this flag here. And I've mostly held him off in the town, though I've lost most of my units. I have reinforcements coming up as he has more Moskaya Sturmovikis coming in. But I have kept him out of the town successfully, and he's kind of just held up. This is the only issue, again, with pushing over here, is there's nowhere to go once you get over here. My Roshiori taking that area on with my ABU, so I really should have just, like, went all in then, but I didn't. I also knew that these were over here, and these OB-76s, I thought these were the AT ones. They're not. So, like, there's a version that has heat rounds that can definitely do a lot of damage. This R2, though, holding down the line for me. Got some Pionieri in, along with some Roshiori. The Kostritsa can very easily reach this Zis2, which it is. Taken out, he made a micro mistake. He probably just group moved all his troops, so his leader ended up in front, and I was able to kill it with the ABU sword, which is huge. Killing that leader off. Again, I know these, I thought these OBs had heat rounds, so that's why I'm not like aggressively pushing forward, because I expect them to insta-die. And they would have died anyway to this, so it worked out anyway. Here comes another IL-2M3. This is the heavy bomber. 500 kilograms of bombs. And now I have kind of stabilized the center here. I don't have a ton of troops, but it's enough to hold off his. My Pianeti Kaladi dies to the IL-2. BF-197 coming in. These things are awesome. Super cheap. And honestly, a good fighter. Like, it's not amazing. It's on the slow side. Its armament is okay. But, like, jeez. Wow. If only I knew. If only I knew. But now there's also a Zis2 gun here. So, like, I can't drive. I just can't, like, push right forward. Now, here comes the off-map right here. This is the rocket off-map. You get one charge. It's disgusting. It's going to literally level this entire chunk of the map. It's pretty crazy. I do successfully cut off these dudes over here. They're still projecting their own influence because there are a lot of them, but I've cut them off. Down south, the fighting does calm, and here we go, folks. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh god. Oh. This is one of the few off maps that you can feel very confident that everything in it's going to die. Pretty consistently. You might have some stragglers, you know, some full health forces of infantry that fell back that may make it through, but it's not very likely. Like I said, literally wiped out everything. Now, luckily, I did have some troops already coming in, and he did follow it up. It just wasn't immediate. And I forget which kind of, if these units are any good. I don't think those are super strong units. Unfortunately, in the town here, my units have been slowly whittled away. I did, though, sneak this Puskan Kikara into that position, which I intended from the beginning. So we'll see what happens here. These dudes... No, these guys are good. These are strong. These are strong units. And he drops them off because he knows this is here. I did take out at least 2 things with it, so very much worth it. He has fallen these guys back to reconnect. Lost this flag, but it's still 13-11. I have grabbed his flag here, which, you know, kind of throws it back into my favor. And he hasn't actually really captured anything. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Kostritsa. I'm not a huge fan of this map. I think it's really, really hard to get a 15-9. You have to, like, attack the entire map to pick up a 15-9. Like, it's very, very challenging. Because, like, when you're on the red side, you have to grab this, 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 and this. You know, you have these 4 reasonable flags, and this one's not even that reasonable. This one's not that reasonable at all. Yeah, it's just... But on the blue side, if you get pushed out of this town, there's, like... It's very difficult to get back into. It's this huge open area with tons of trees to defend yourself. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this map. I avoid it when I can, to be honest with you. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad map. I just don't particularly enjoy it. So, big assault here in the middle. I did get a couple more troops back into this town, but now this IL-2M3 is coming in, but I have 2 BF-197s now, because again, they're just so cheap. It's easy to buy them. He has one AA weapon, the 25 mil. Well, 25 mils are solid, actually. He's got it at a bad angle, so he can't see in time, and the double BF-109 is plenty to take out that IL-2, and losing those IL-2s is pretty huge. They are not cheap. You know, you're looking at 110, 120 points. To lose them to 65-point fighters is pretty rough. And my BF-109 should get out just fine. I did lose this flag, though, so 14-10, though, it's still in my favor, because now I grabbed this one, and I have this flag up here randomly. So for every flag he grabs, he's losing another. That's the issue for him. He does have a bunch of stuff coming in now. Another AA weapon along with some Moskaya Avtos. Phase A is coming close to an end, though, which is definitely a danger for him as that Vanguard. This is when he's got the income advantage, and the fact is he's losing. So I'm feeling very good at this point. Trying to keep my Pianeti Kaladi alive, but unfortunately he's going to get caught out here and not meant to see the world any longer. ABU coming in, though. A little bit more dangerous for this thing because these guys have AT rifles. I do unload these Roshiori in time. I do decide to drive this up to try to supply some support because the PTRS won't kill in one shot. PTRD, excuse me. It will not kill him in one shot, so it's safe to like go up, and if you know you're gonna like pin him down, it's pretty safe. I did lose my machine gun over here now to these, so now this is that bulge I was talking about. See, so I'm having a bit of a problem here now. Some weird bulges. I got troops coming in the north though because I feel myself breaking up here, and I got nothing more coming in. I'm hoping my R2 and my ABU can do the job. 14-10 to him though now all of a sudden, and this is where Theoman needs to be. He needs to be pushing me out. Down south, I am quite safe, so I'm not worried about that down there. Unfortunately, with these Moskaya Stremovikis, there's not a lot my Pianiti can do, because they'll just move them every time they try to throw their grenade. R2 goes down to that ZIS-2. Didn't actually have a line of sight there, but hey, you know, it happens. No big deal. I'm not bitter about it. Pushing in deeper to try to capture this flag. We are now into phase B, so I now have a 5-point income advantage over him, though that's not going to represent much yet. Because remember, he has a 300 points. So by the end of phase B, I will have technically gotten 50 more points of income during phase B, but he got 300 more points in phase A, so it's not until phase C still that I'll actually catch up. This is bad. My 75 mil gets caught out. This is very bad. I finally have some Roshiori coming in. I decided to fall him back. If I had just waited, he would have fired one more round and pinned them. And he's got a great line of sight. Takes out my Roshiori. This is very bad. Driver got knocked out, but it's close enough that he gets to instantly pin these Chernies. And I do have another ZB-53 coming in to recapture this. So we're holding the 14-10. I've recaptured the town flag here, and I have some Roshiori that are upvetted. These guys will easily be able to hold off anything that comes out of the woods after me, but he doesn't really have anything coming. I snuck this R2 up here as well to try to cut off any reinforcements coming down here, but he's calling everything in. He's called in 4 T-34s, 76s here. When I see this, I do start to panic. This is like, holy crap. My BF-109, though, is going to pick up another kill here on the lag 3-4. My ZB, I saw the flamer coming, so I literally jumped out and started falling back immediately with my machine gun, which worked out, and I totally dodged it. And I brought it back to a 12-12, recapturing this. Have a whole bunch of armor cars coming in now to try to throw back these infantry. Unfortunately, with the loss of my Kostritsa here, I could have wiped this column of armor out. But unfortunately, obviously, it died in the gigantic rocket barrage. So, yeah. I finally have some Pianiti assaults up here that I can finally challenge these units. I lost my AB Horse to that ZIS-2 gun, which has magical line of sight to everything. It could have actually been this. No, it wasn't this. Could have been both of these. So, incoming a Boston now. I don't really have any AA, so I'm really depending on my fighters to do the job. I have 2 Stug 3s coming in. Time to try to battle back these T-34s, because he could definitely just run me over and win. I have these Roshiori assaults in now. My Pianiti assaults won the day against these Stremovikis because he really didn't position them very well. My BF-109 E7 trying to catch that Boston. Unfortunately, the second one was not repaired. My assaults took a lot of damage, but they definitely pushed him back. Lag 3-4 coming in to take out my BF-109. Does not get a good angle on it, and I'm not going to catch that Boston, so I retreat, but he's going to retreat, unfortunately, over these 25 mils, so I may go down. 12-12, though. I mean, I'm not feeling terrible. I've traded really well overall. Took out a lot of his opening forces. A lot of mistakes. I'm not going to deny that I'm definitely not playing my best here. Making a lot of stupid micro errors. Definitely at the beginning there, losing a lot of troops to those PTRSs. IL-2M3, he's starting to flex his air muscle a little bit, which is definitely dangerous for me. Because I don't really have any AA, and yeah. Took out those Moskaya Avtos, which was pretty big. My Hirsch runs into the Chernies, takes it down quite easily. IL-2M3, looking for a target on my Pianitis, does find it, erases those. No response from me, though. in the air because my fighters are both damaged. He's moving forward his T-34-76s. Of course, my autocannon cars have no chance. But the infantry in the middle have been wiped out. With my infantry dying over here, now we have a huge bulge once again from these troops that have pushed forward. But I already have Roshiori assaults coming in. They should be able to handle this for us quite well, actually. If he runs into these Pianidia, I should do quite well, actually. PTR is going down to my Roshiori. Like I said, these guys can very easily hold the line at range. Here, the Pianidia Kaladi. Find these Avtos, Moskai Avtos. These guys are very, very dangerous, but against a grenade, they're definitely a lot less dangerous. So I do win that little engagement. AB Horse trying to run away from these T-34-76s. Is he going to make it? No, he does not. Nothing down here. He's trying to push up some Oznaz to snipers here to check out what's going on. Stug 3's in position to start killing some stuff on the road. I do get one kill. This is just a line of Strafniki. Just a line. Pini de Kaladi still hiding out in this woods. They got cut off and never found again. These Strafniki are probably going to run into him. He'll do some damage. He won't, you know, he won't change the battle end anyway. Pianidia Assault's putting some flames down on those T-34s. I don't think it's going to do much. Now, I finally did get some AA in here, some 25 mils. Try to stop this IL-2, which I do not succeed. He drops his clusters, but they're very spread, so my Stugs aren't going to die. And I'm able to get a BF-109 E7 on the back of that thing, take it out, which is a great kill for me. Those are very dangerous and can take out my Stugs. My Ju-88 now coming in, dropped some bombs on these Strafniki, did some good damage to him. My BF-109 and my Ju-88 are going to successfully get out. You know, I finally have some AA. These 25 mils can do a really good job holding them off. Roshiori Assault killed those Avtos over there. My Pianidia Assault continues to throw down flames. They can eventually kill a tank. There's no doubt about it. But against two with machine guns, it's unlikely. So I'm trying to run away. Yeah. They're not long for this world. And there he goes. And down my Pianidia Assaults go. Roshiori Assault in the woods here. Easily taking out their opponents. These guys are really strong. 8 rifles, 4 Berettas. That's really what does it. The Molotov cocktail obviously gives them more punch power. You know, as long as they have the cocktails. You only get 2 though, so they don't last long. This 2 trying to cut off the road, but it's not in a great position. So my Stugs are able to get like some sort of line of sight here to maybe support. Yeah, there we go. A couple shots. ZB-53 also laying down some machine gun fire from over here. Unfortunately, this 2 is getting a line of sight on something. Probably one of my Stugs. Takes out the ABU SOAR, and I immediately backpedal. But it's not going to work in time. Back it up, back it up. Did get out of range of that, so that's good. The ZB-53 putting down some fire on that thing. I'm not sure how, because it supposedly doesn't have line of sight, but apparently it does. Still holding this town, and now my R2 taking out a unit over here. Actually a big kill. Boston coming in. Again, I do now actually have some AA. It's not going to stop, but I do get a lucky crit. And I assume, yep, BF-109, but that's going after this IL-2 M3 down here. He takes out this machine gun again. My BF-109 is on the back of this thing pretty quick, and it does go down. Another huge kill airwise. Every time I take out one of these planes, it's hundreds of points going down. I stopped all these Strafniki, and now he's going to have to walk these all up. So this is a massive waste of time for him. 13-11, but I still have the point advantage. Or the ticket advantage, excuse me. Lost my leader to these Chernies who went behind, which really sucks. Got this Panzerschreck. I didn't know these T-34s had moved up. Because I was moving him this way to take out the tanks, which were over here. Stug 3 coming in to try to counter that a little bit. Forgot to unload that. I don't know how I didn't unload this. I usually always unload. 15-9, but only because of this big bulge here. So as long as I get some troops up here, I should be able to hold that off. My 25 mil ends up taking out a T-34. What a hero. What a bro. Let's do the work, buddy. Let's do the work. Panzerschreck trying to shift over to actually get a shot on this thing. Probably isn't going to be able to do it. Track's broken from the ZIS-2. He's got an APCR, which is pretty unnecessary, but that's fine. I'm happy about it. Roshiori should be able to take out these Chernies. Luckily, finally my Stug gets a shot on that T-34, takes it out. Strafniki taking on my Roshiori down here. They do get out in time, so at least they're not dying in the transport, but they're out in the open getting just blasted. And now I finally have a pretty secure center here. I'm not going to be able to push back into this anytime soon. Another IL-2M3 coming in. My AA was able to survive, which is great. Ju-88 coming in to take out this Strafniki here. My 25 mils begin laying on the punishment. Let's see if my Ju-88 gets any kills. Okay, it was alright. Problem with these 88s is they drop in this big line and it really dilutes their killing power. But I call in 3 BF-109s. A little aggressive, not gonna lie. I probably just like shift-clicked at all of them. R2 gonna go down to the double Strafniki, but I mean, that's 2 Strafniki out of the fight. I'm pretty happy about it. More flame troops going into the woods here. These Aptos are dangerous, but they're not going to be able to hold up against that. Roshiori trying to take out this Zis-2, which would be really helpful because I can start moving tanks in again. He's making a push down here. Puska Antikar holding him up a little bit. I do not really have the AT power to stop these T-34s, so I have to be careful. But if he just drives down the road, if he fast moves down the road, I should be able to take them out. Unfortunately, he does not. But he sees my R2 down the road here, so he'll kill that. And of course, I'm preoccupied up here trying to, you know, take out this kind of stuff. He does retake the town, but it's a tenuous grasp, to say the least. Lots of units coming in here for me. IL-2M3 unnecessarily comes in to kill the R2. 2 BF-109s on his back, though. If he doesn't unload this 37 mil, I should have an okay chance of killing this thing with 2 of these. Abusaur goes down. BF-109s open up. 2 of them should be plenty to take that down, so I think he might be out of those by now, which is huge. He doesn't really have an airway to deal with my tanks anymore. Strafniki goes down. Roshiori is starting to thicken up the town a little bit. Cherny go down. Pinedi Kalari get in as well. I have much stronger close-range troops now in the woods. Strafniki are not great close-range troops, believe it or not. They do their sheer size, they do all right, but they're not good. And I left these BF-109 E7s like flying over here like an idiot. Lose one of them. Not a big deal, because again, 65 points. And they've done more than enough work. T-34s pushing in to capture those areas. Roshiori going to put up a good fight at close range, because their DP-28s don't work at close range. My light machine guns do. Ju-88 coming in. Take out some of these infantry. Easily cut them off and wipe out those infantry. Roshiori coming in, they're going to take them out really quick. Bomber coming in to hit this infantry unit. Not great again, just too diluted. Lost another fighter, stupid loss. But I am feeling pretty good. He has kind of evened up the tickets, but we are now into phase C. So now the income disparity finally starts to close. Bunch of reinforcements coming in down south. Stug and some Roshiori. He's making a push in the middle, although I've now posted up a Kostritsa here to stop any T-34 shenanigans. Stug should help to close that up as well. The AtkPwr taking out some infantry in here. And I have now purged him from this town again. R2 taking some pot shots at his transports. It somehow survived. He left. The Strafniki, like, ran. I've never seen them run out of AP shells. And he just stops them to move this T-34 to kill the R2. That did so much damage. It wasn't even just damage. Like, it just did so much damage to the time it took him to get things into position. T-34 is now overly aggressive, I will say. This was a little much. Yes, he might cut off some reinforcements, but I have these 45 mils now moving in. They can definitely handle these T-34s, especially with their APCR. Fortunately, first one does bounce, and now the Stug's coming around too. This should be an easy cleanup, especially with the M42s, with the M32s just laying fire down on them. Stug takes out the first one. Second one is very much in sight. There's nowhere for him to go. Boom. Easy penetration. Fortunately, the 45 mil bounces. Stug, because it's moving, misses again. My Kostritsa does go down here, though. And somehow the Stug misses the second shot. Wonderful. Karabashi, here comes some of these snipers finally. Finally get some recon snipers in. Roshiori should do great, even at this closer range against those. Peonity going to easily take that out. 15-9 to him, though. He is making a serious push. BF-109 goes down, unfortunately, a little too aggressive over that 37 mil. But I do have more fires. Those are just the only ones I had called in up till this point, because that's all I needed. Peonity Assault, easily take out his infantry in the forest. Roshiori Assault, take on these Strafniki. You can see how much more damage they do. He lost one guy to killing 3 of them. So even without the Molotov, they do quite well. Strelky FVT is just kind of sitting here. I guess he didn't notice that he killed the R2 successfully. Pinili Kalari took out at least the Cherny here. SVT's lost the fight against Roshiori. Stug taking up position here to cut off any more reinforcements. He's very thin down here now. And now he's only at that 90-point income. Here comes a Boston. My A is probably still, not probably, is definitely still a little too light down here. Take out some transports. Peonity Assault, unfortunately, a little out of position here. Easily seen. Bomb's going to mostly kill them anyway. BF-109 G4R6 now, the heavier fighter that I have access to. Definitely a lot more dangerous and a lot more expensive, too. Now I have a nice solid force down here. Should be able to pretty easily overwhelm anything. Got this M40 45 mil into position. Stug also happens to be in position too, but the 45 mil will get the job done just fine. All he's got left over here is this sniper and these support guns. The ZIS-2 is going to probably take out my Stug 3 here. Kind of too far in the open. It is bouncing some shells though. It's on regular AP rounds, so we have a chance. Although, of course, there's not a lot of HE damage out of this Stug. And he's missing. So that's wonderful. Start to fall back, try to get out of range of this thing. Got about 100 meters to go. Still has bounced every shell, though. Oh no, penetration. But he gets back in time. What a boss. What a boss. Lost most of my close range units here in the woods. They'll still do some damage, but they're definitely not going to like hold the line for me anymore. But I do have some more coming up because I brought in this extra card at Roshiori Assault, and that was definitely the right choice for this map. Brought in a big force here. My Stug had to fall back to kill the T-34, and I never repositioned him. So definitely an issue, but these Sturmovikis are not going to be able to cross this open area to get at my Roshiori safely. Easy wipe out of these Strelky FVTs because they're out in the open, and now they're I have double vetted Roshioris, and those are quite dangerous. 13-11. I'm still down point-wise, but things are slowly starting to swing here. I have this autocar that I'm going to drive up here soon. I capture this flag, and I'm just continuing to try to grind down this pack of Strafniki. JU-88 going to try to help that cause out a little bit. Okay, we actually did some damage that time. Kararashi taking out things in the open. Roshiori, like I said, are plenty to win these longer range engagements. He's mispositioned these Sturmovikis, and they're going to go down, which is wonderful. Don't have to deal with that anymore. Roshiori assaults, trying to take out these units. I manually target the leader, so he's finally dead. The combat gets hit by some infantry, I guess? The autocannon car has come around the AB Horse, taking out one of its 25 mils. Very, very useful. Strafniki, though, they are definitely a lot stronger at range, so even with my 2 Roshioris there, it's going to be a little tougher to win that. I lose one already. I would assume soon reinforcements will be coming. I do have a Peonini assault, so that'll basically lock down this. Kararashi get into range of the ZIS-2, so we're going to try to take out that AT gun, and then I can move my tanks in to the open. All that's left over here is Osnaz. All those Strafniki were taken out. I now grab this flag as well, back to the 12-12 to make up for the flags I'm missing here and here. And here. And the Stug 3 is now in position as well to help support my infantry. Stug life, you know. Kararashi, unfortunately, getting bullied by these, whatever, 76 mils. Roshiori, not in a great pace. They're trying to move them into the town or vice versa. My assault units, though, should definitely have the advantage here against these Strafniki. Very easy win there. More reinforcements coming in. I moved them here so I can move them down into the town, I believe, which is why I didn't unload them. Kararashi, hopefully, no, they're too weak. They're down to one guy. Roshiori finally get into range of this this 76 mil, so hopefully we'll be able to overwhelm him. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Yes. Oh. Last burst. Do it. Come on. AtkPwr finally takes out those Osnaz, so they are dead. And this 76 mil is apparently invincible. Strafniki holding this flag down here. Back to a 12-toe, though. I've stopped the bleed. Theoman made a great push there to get up some flags. Now I have a 75 mil in. Along with the 25s, I definitely feel a little more comfortable with my A, although he still gets the bombs off. And since I know I killed the 25 mil, I think I'm safe, but I forgot about this 37 mil out in the open. And there's also another one here, so I'm going to lose this BF-109. Double-starred 37 mils are quite potent. Roshiori taking on Strafniki, not going to do it. They're just a little bit too weakened. I am capturing this flag, though, as well now. AtkPwr is just kind of covering this off. He grabs this flag with his T-34. I'm moving the Roshiori forward to try to throw a grenade. Still 13-11, but now he's lost this flag here, finally. I have a Stug 3 coming in. I've now got more Roshiori, and the Pioneer Assault can easily dominate these Strafniki in the woods. Shouldn't even be a fight. Yeah, there we go. And unfortunately for him, the Strafniki are kind of glitched in place. There we go. It does happen sometimes. Sometimes they just don't fall back. It's actually really annoying when it happens. And I easily surrender him. It's wonderful. Capture this back, and I'm finally starting to bleed points from him again. My AtkPwr surviving, running away. Now, like I said, I do have a pretty good AA net now that I'm able to push off this IL-2. He's got this Zis-2 in this annoying spot that I can't, like, get to it. I can see it, but I have no way of getting to it. Taking out bunch of infantry, push these AtkPwr forward because I knew there was some AA here. And I should be able to take this out. 37 mil is not super effective against vehicles. And now that he's falling it back, now it definitely won't kill me, and I am able to kill it, which is a big kill because it opens up the air a little bit more for me again. And now my Stug 3 is taking on this other 37 mil. If I take that out, the sky will be fully open. Pioneer Assault going after these Strafniki hiding out in the woods. Shouldn't take them long. Easy kill there. He's still holding on to this flag. Gotta grab that at some point. He brought in a whole bunch more Strafniki. And I really want my Stug to finish this stinking thing off. Come on. There it is. So the 37 mils are dead. I lost my AtkPwr to these T-34s. Unfortunately, all I have here is a Pioneer Kaladi, which, while heroically throws his grenade, totally misses. Totally misses that toss. It's alright, bro. It happens. He's moving in his Zis-2 now. He's going to be able to take out this Stug 3 that was standing guard over here. This stinking 76 mil that I failed to kill, still annoying the crap out of me. Remember, there's a 50-minute time limit, though. That's a long way off still. Stug starting to take some shots. Does bounce the first one. Does not bounce the second one. I start to fall back, try to get out of line of sight of that thing. No success that time, though. Unfortunately, this Stug does not have the super armor that the other one had. More infantry coming in for me. More infantry coming in for him. A whole bunch of Strelky FCTs. He loses one to... I'm not sure what, actually. I'm not sure what lost. What killed that? One of these, maybe just one of the Roshiori got a good shot on him. He's got his commander up in here to make them all 3-star. Finally, Kadarashi get in range, take out one of these 76 mils, going after the second. More infantry coming in. He doesn't have much left. He's just trying to hold this flag here. Roshiori easily beating those Strelky SVTs. I now have 2 Ju-88s coming in. I'm going to take a big chunk out of this infantry blob here. And I'm going to take out this other 76 mil to finally free me of this plague of these annoying things. Bombs don't do as much as I want them to. I do fall back a couple, but it doesn't... No noticeable damage, really. 45 mil gets Totally bullied by a T-34. I have more infantry coming in, though. I have plenty to go. Artillery leader trying to supply some actual veterancy to my troops. I've recaptured this, and now this is all open from the losses of those troops. He's got another 37 mil coming. My AB horse pokes its head out. It lives. It never died. Never died. I'm calling in troops to try to, like, redirect them different places, because I want them to come down here, and if you just call them in here, they'll come down this road, and that's not necessarily where I want them to come from. So that's why I keep missing troops, like, sitting out here in the middle of this field. Not a very good excuse, but an excuse nonetheless. 275 mils now can now successfully stop these Bostons with help from the 25s. And now my BF-109 gets on and easily kills it. That was a lot of points to lose at this point, but he did pull it back to a 1311. He is holding on with all his might. Roscioli pushed forward to kill this Zis-2. Unfortunately, they're out in the open, so these Chernies should be able to easily overwhelm them. Strafniki, though, starting to take some kills. 45 mil does take down, or something took down this tank here. Maybe the Stug. Like I said, Roscioli easily bullied away. Kadarashi killing the Strafniki. 37 mil found by my Hirsch again. This thing has just... It's done a lot of damage. It really has. It's killed so many support units. It's been really devastating. He's trying to win away his 132. That's empty. It doesn't really matter. It's supplying radio, technically, but he doesn't have anything to use it on. I captured this flag for the moment. It's going to be uncaptured once... Oh my god, there's so many more 76s coming back in. But now he's lost his Zis-2s as well, so he doesn't really have much AAT. And now it is 1410 with me capturing this. I finally remember these dudes here that I moved in, so now I'm pushing into this area of the town. You know, I've recaptured my own, I've captured this, so we're looking at that 1410. These P80 assaults can easily stop these Chernies from pushing any further. AB Hirsch taking out these guys out in the open. It's great. Every Strafniki dead is a huge loss in combat power for him. And these, my two-shot Roscioli really lay down a lot of damage, like really fast. Ju-88 coming in, hitting this concentration. I think I might have seen this leader, so I'm trying to kill it to stop all this obnoxious veterancy. And I do succeed. Now, I don't know his actual commander is sitting there, but what are you going to do? Strafniki continue to take a whole bunch of damage. Boston trying to get in probably is gonna, and it does. But it's going to die for its troubles. And that's a whole tick of income for him. Every time he loses a plane at this point, that is a whole tick of income. And now he's bringing an IL-2M3 as well, really trying to use his planes to get back into this. It's now 14:10, plenty of time left, still 13 minutes on the clock to get his bar underneath mine. And I'm not seeing any way that he really can turn it around at this point, especially since I'm taking these out. OBs, I keep calling them OBs because, you know, there's the other ones with the AT rounds. BF-109 actually coming in to do some ground strafing. I now know the IL-2 dies to my AA anyway, and I now know he has no AA. So now I'm just all three of them at one target till it dies. That's the plan. Puny Assault, taking on these Chernies. Easy win. Again, these are so strong. Love these units. Absolutely love these units. Easy beat. And now my BF-109s are just aggressively targeting his stupid assault guns. I will have them dead. Fortunately, my AB horse finally dies to a T-34. That hero of the battle going down. One of these is now dead. Not much happening up here, except I am able to take out some infantry and capture this flag, keeping that 1410. Large blob of infantry moving down to take out all these guys in the open. Doing some nice damage. My BF-109's doing the close support work. He's making a run for it. It would appear I lost sight of him because I'm attacking the ground. T-34 took at least one shot from my Stug. Probably one. Otherwise it would be dead. BF-109's got one more run in it. I do have sight on him again. Unfortunately, with it running out of ammo, it doesn't really do that much. I decided to fall them back finally. AB Hirsch taking out these infantry. His infantry are in full retreat now, as my Roshiori make contact over here. He does recapture this flag up there, unfortunately for me. Looks like I'm making a little push down south. Try to capture this. I have to imagine he doesn't have much there, but I stop, remembering that these stupid guns are here. I didn't stop soon enough, though, clearly. Kadarashi taking out the remaining Strafniki there. And now I continue now with my armor and stuff to just push out from there. The T-34 died to the Stug. Or one of the Stugs. And now I'm able to just bully him with all my tanks. He still has another one, though. More coming in. And Theoman finally calls it quits there. He doesn't have much left on the field, and there's not much point to fighting at that point. So, 39 minutes, 37 seconds. We look at a nice, pretty big gap in kill deaths. Like I said, I thought I traded really well. 4,445 to 3,350 kills there. Hopping over to the KDs. So this is his side. This IL-2M3 did pretty well. That was the one that kind of actually got in from time to time to kill some of my troops. The riverboat, yep, killed some stuff for sure. Let's see here. Is this too? Yeah, this one did pretty well. Nothing too bad there. This was that 37 mil that I didn't pay attention to, apparently. Otherwise, let's see. A couple infantry did all right. But yeah, nothing like overwhelming. 3 or 4 kill, which is great. You want your guys to be killing 3 or 4 things. Over here, definitely some standouts. BF-109, wow, 65-point fighter. That's nuts. That's a lot of points killed with that. Abiusor, tons of points killed with that. Lovely, lovely. Roshiori did some major work, as they always do. Another BF-109 taking out 3 more planes. His Air Force just got decimated. Roshiori doing okay. Nothing special, nothing special. Another AB. Was this the? Yes, this is the AB horse that like devastated his backlines. What a chad. P&AD Assault doing what they do. Yep, nothing else super duper stand out there. Yeah, good game to Theoman. It was a fun one. Definitely under pressure several times, but was able to keep the line and push him back gradually. It's honestly more my play style to just be constant grinding, slow push forward. You know, it can put me in some tight spots at times, but it works other times as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, and consider hopping over to the Patreon for all those cool benefits. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.